So me and Luke have both been watching Big Little Lies as it's been on Sky Atlantic. If you haven't been watching, we'll just remind you it's about several mums in the Californian community of Monterey whose children all attend the same first grade class. We've got Nicole Kidman in this as Celeste, who is a lawyer who's being abused by her younger husband. Shailene Woodley plays Jane, who is a newcomer to the town. Her son Ziggy is accused of bullying another child, Laura Dern's Renata's daughter, Amabella. He says he hasn't done it, and over the course we think, he's been taken to a child psychiatrist by Jane, and the psychiatrist says, he's a good boy, I don't think he would have done this. We also learn about Jane's past, about how she was raped and how Ziggy was a product of that rape.
We kind of think similar to Born to Kill, which we discussed last week. The only reason that Jane doubts her son is because she knows who his father is, and she wonders whether there's a bit of his father in him.
And he keeps appearing at her bedside.
I love that. I love
Reese Witherspoon's Madeline, who is sort of the busybody of the town, likes to get involved in everyone else's arguments and things like that, sort of inserts herself in the middle of the Jane and Renata argument, and it all builds up to what we know, as Gary greatly described it, as it's not a whodunit, it's a whodunit too. Basically, we knew that there'd been a murder throughout the course of the series. We have interviews with the sort of supporting parents who've got kids in the same class as these characters. Some lovely sort of comic asides. We learn in this last episode that the murder victim, fingers in ears if you don't want to know who it was Nicole Kidman's husband, Perry, played by Alexander Skarsgård, who was pushed down a flight of stairs by Bonnie, the character played by Zoe Kravitz, after he gets into a kerfuffle with all of the main women, during which everyone realises that he's been abusing his wife and also that he is responsible for raping not Mary, what's her name? Jane.
Jane.
And,
Mary Jane.
And he is basically Ziggy's father as well, and they do a scene which at the time, Luke, you didn't realise this.
This diligent viewer didn't exactly pick up on this, no. But to be fair
they were
to
sort
me,
of all looking at
they didn't bang you over the head with it, really. So if this diligent viewer...
Did you not like the fact that they didn't bang you over the head with it?
Yes, and in
which is a poor turn of phrase. It's quite a poor turn of phrase, seeing as what Perry did to
eventually happened to him, yes. I love this. I love this so much. Anyone who met me would be surprised that I like this, because I'm not Reese Witherspoon's biggest fan. I don't like Nicole Kidman in the majority of things that I've seen Nicole Kidman in. I don't particularly like things about groups of women who are always sniping at one another. And
I don't particularly like women.
No, I do. I do like the occasional woman, but so really, this shouldn't have drawn me in to the extent that it did. But I just thought the way it told its story was a different way of telling a story we think we've seen before when actually we haven't.
I wasn't initially a fan of Nicole Kidman, but she even won me over with her portrayal of someone who is being abused. I don't think there's one member of the cast, aside from maybe, is it Santiago Cabrera, who plays the theatre director? I didn't think his portrayal was very good, and I didn't really care about that storyline with him.
I think if this suffered at all, and it really didn't, and I think it is something, if TV ever slows down for 1 second, I would probably quite happily watch this again much later on down the line. The problem it suffered possibly was because it was that old thing of it was adapted from a book, and when they do that, they often feel like, do they want to cover everything that's in the book? Do they want to cherry pick bits from the book? So there were bits in there that, in retrospect, you think were not needing to be in the adaptation quite as much as.
I suppose it built into her relationship with Adam Scott. That was the only thing, didn't it? The fact that she'd sort of faltered before. And I thought he was brilliant in that final episode when he sung The Wonder of You. I thought that was really good.
I just think it was one of those shows, and it doesn't happen very often now, because you and I are quite savvy at knowing what something's going to be. But it was one of those shows that crept up on me. I watched the first one, I watched the second one, and before I knew it, I'd finished it. It was really easy to watch, really intriguing, and I didn't expect to enjoy it to the level that I did at all. And I would advise anyone who's seen the ads and thinks, oh, it's just another I don't know what you compare it to, because the ads made
Desperate
it look
Housewives.
Yeah, it made it look a bit Sex in the City-esque as well, the ads with all the women together and sort of having bitchy comments. But there's far more to the story than that. And Shailene Woodley, who I've always championed, is particularly engrossing. Yeah, particularly in this conversation now. I'm about to always champion. But I really enjoyed it. Please seek it out. So that's Big Little Lies. You can catch up now on Sky Atlantic or through Now TV if that's how you want to do it.